2 years ago, I really thought I couldn't write. And I was tired of saying that I couldn't write. So I took some courses. And of course I could write. You're probably sitting here thinking, of course you can write, Trisha. I've seen your writing. I see it right here in front of us, right? And yet, no matter what I wrote, whether it was actually considered good from somebody else's point of view or not, I didn't feel it inside me. I didn't think I was good. I thought I was good at writing instructions. I'd been a teacher for a long, much of my life, even when that wasn't actually my title. But I was a professor for 19 years. And so I literally have had legit teaching jobs, and writing instruction was a big part of what I did in my job. But I got tired of telling myself that I'm not a good writer, tired of feeling that. And I thought, if I'm going to build something, a business, and I wasn't quite exactly sure what I was building at the time, but I knew writing was going to be important for me to feel good about it, not for somebody else to tell me. Because people can tell me all the time, oh, I like the way that you say that. You're so good at that. I don't know why you're so hard on yourself. It doesn't matter. It only matters what felt from within. And so I'm going to read you a LinkedIn post that I wrote recently that talks about what writing means for me. And I found my voice through writing on LinkedIn. Not initially. The first year I spent really flip-flopping about, and I had guidance and everything. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot of technical stuff. I learned the LinkedIn way. And then I had to kind of forget all of that and then find my way. So I write because it brings me alive. I've been exploring the beauty here. You know what? Actually, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so it's a little bit easier to see. Let's do that. And let's move me over here. All right. We're going to start from the top. This is, I don't like to do multiple takes. So this is just me being me. Sometimes I pause and think, oh, there's a better way we could do this. I write because it brings me alive. I've been exploring the beauty of writing that begins inside. Writing for yourself, writing from your own rhythm, writing that mirrors your truth before it reaches someone else. These posts, these words, they hold more than information. They carry energy. They carry you. I fully believe that. And that's why when I first started on LinkedIn that I felt so lost, because I was trying to fit into somebody else's template or framework or their way of expressing. And yeah, I wanted some of that technical information. I kind of wanted to know how you fit into the feed and how to work the algorithm in my favor. But I found myself going down this rabbit hole and into this way of being that I forgot myself. As my friend often says, I left my body behind. And then last year, around this time, I was like, I'm done with this. I'm going to figure out my own way. And it's what I've been doing. So I do feel like these posts, these words, they hold more than information. They carry energy. They carry you. And so if all you're using is AI to write your posts, and it's not that you can't use AI. I'm not against AI. And I actually use ChatGPT quite a bit. Not to write for me, but to help me sort through my writing and help reflect it back to me and help me organize my research that I put together. It's a fabulous assistant. But I know people, and it's quite clear that all their posts are coming from AI and they're not infusing them into the process. Or it's a template, it's robotic, and maybe they don't like writing. And I think a huge part is because I used to be one of those. I hated doing this stuff and I couldn't see why I would ever want to do it. And when I was doing it, then I was like, I'm hitting a fork in the road. I'm either going to burn out and quit, or I've got to find my way of doing this. And once I started leaning into my way, and so that the words actually felt like they came from me, that it was the way that I wanted to talk. And I'm not just talking about using my common way of talking and putting it out there, but the way that I really want to express. It changed everything. I freaking love writing. I write posts to myself all the time. And I'll drop them in my calendar so I see them, like a month from now, and I'll kind of forget that I even wrote it, and it'll be something like it's an audience of me, an audience of one. So I feel like what I learned to do with writing on LinkedIn it's not just because I want to put my stuff out there on LinkedIn and connect with new people and inspire others and possibly even work with somebody. But it's given me so much more in what I can do for myself. So these posts, these words, they hold more than information. They carry energy. They carry you. And when they begin with your inner spark, they land differently. Totally true. They connect, creating something lasting, a deeper relationship with your voice, a clearer of expression of what matters, a steady resonance with the people meant to find you. Oh, my world changed when I started doing this. In terms of the people who started coming into my world, people who started following me, no longer, I will tell you that when I started doing this, I get fewer DMs of people just trying to sell me. And I think it's because when I first did it, my first year on LinkedIn, I was trying to fit into somebody else. And it was quite obvious that I was not me. And so I'd have a flood of DMs every day. Hey, I saw your post. I think you need a little work on this. Hey, I'm just reaching out. Like all of these cold call pitches and stuff. And it was so ew in a couple ways. One, I didn't invite you into my space, and this you're crossing the line here. But also, it just reflected on me. I knew they were right. They were. My messaging was off. I didn't have clarity. There were so many things. Yeah, I know. I don't need you to tell me this. I already know this myself. And so the DMs just like blew up in my face for many reasons, not because somebody sent it to me, all the turmoil that was going on inside me. But since I started switching over to this, I will tell you, I rarely get the cold pitches anymore. And to me, it's something that I made this deal with myself, that I was really going to do this my way, that I was going to show up me no matter what I was experiencing. And I didn't care about how many people I attracted. That even if only 5 people commented on my post that day, but there were 5 people who truly were in that resonance field that they're creating and I'm creating and we're meeting, I would be a happy camper. I don't care about having 200 people comment on my post. That just seems like extra busy work to me. To be honest, it's kind of like my home. My home is very minimal. We don't have a lot of stuff because more stuff means more cleaning. And so it's just kind of how I live my life. So yeah, a steady resonance with the people meant to find you. This had huge impact for me. When your writing flows from your own clarity, it becomes an invitation, an offering, not an obligation, a rhythm, not a race. Yes, this is LinkedIn. Yep, of course. I offer a course before you post. I got to read that again. I flipped my words around. This is one of the things about me. It's just my, maybe I'm dyslexic. I've been told that many times, but my mind flips things around constantly. So sometimes I have to repeat what I read. So yes, this is LinkedIn. Yep. And this isn't LinkedIn. I wrote this for LinkedIn. This is actually YouTube. So yes, this is YouTube. Yep, I have a course and I call it Before You Post. And I do one-on-one sessions in a program I call The Inner Way. And I do human design. I call them flow prints, not readings, because it's not really reading. It's really about mapping out your flow for something that you are interested in. I approach it just differently, I guess, than most people that I see in the way that they're doing readings. But the heart of what I share isn't driven by pressure. It's led by presence, by purpose, by the quiet knowing that connection begins with self-expression. Real words from the real me create real momentum. Almost a year ago, I said, my way or no way. And that's what I've been talking to you about. I was going to do LinkedIn attuned to me. Along the path, I've discovered the gifts. I feel more like me than ever. I show up livelier for my clients. I spend less time writing content. Because when you feel like you know exactly what you're going to say. You can tap into it so much faster. You don't spend all that time in second guessing or doubting or overwhelmed. Where do I start? I've cleared all of that out. That's my minimalistic point of view on here. This is how you do it. I just write it for me. I spend less time. It's wonderful. I can do a post in like 10, 15 minutes, and before it was an hour to 2 hours. And that includes like getting the image and everything. It just pours out. There's very little editing on it because, yeah, part of it is that I've been doing it in repetition. But the first year I did it in repetition and it still took me an hour to 2 hours. It wasn't until I switched to doing and tapping my way into me and not following what I thought I needed to do. That's when the time shifted. So I just want to be clear about that. Well, sometimes I spend less time writing content. Well, sometimes I write extra for myself. And I think I mentioned this earlier. Oh, and yes, I write posts just for me. It does. And sometimes I'll share them in private groups, but I have a container of posts. They're just for me. They're just, if I can write to enlighten someone else or to spark an idea in someone else, why can't I write and then show it to myself later on and do the same thing? That's what I thought. I was like, I've got a superpower here. I'm going to use it to help me as well as help other people. To remind me, I'm the one worth following in my own journey. It is worth following yourself. It's so amazing. I don't know if you can see and feel the glow from me, but when I read that, I'm the one worth following in my own journey. Oh, and all that energy, it gets infused into everything you do. It all stems from this. Writing from within, rooted in resonance, lit up by internal validation. And you're invited to feel into this too, to share something true, to trust your own voice has a message. When you write from within, you tap the sacred pulse of yourself. Whew. So I'm going to share this a little bit down here at the bottom because it is one of the offers that I said that I do have. So if you're still here watching the video, maybe you'd be interested. Maybe this is something that you would like for yourself. Whether you've ever posted anything on LinkedIn, or maybe you only want to write to yourself to support yourself and inspire yourself. Or maybe you're already writing on LinkedIn, or maybe it's even another platform and you hate it. This might be a step for you. So writing has become a passion for me. In 2023, I said, I'm tired of feeling like I can't write. So I took courses and got a mentor. All was helpful. But the thing that changed it all was my inner work. Everything that happened before I wrote the post. 2 years later, I created Before You Post, a week course with direct support from me. Yep, that's right. It's a week. It's technically 5 days, but for that week that you start, and it's self-paced, so you don't have to do it in a week, but that week I'm here for you. So if you're really I want to help you with this. So you start on day 1 and keep going through the week. I am there to help support you. So you get direct access to me. It's $47. It's a stepping stone. And so it's not going to solve everything, but it is a fantastic place to start to see what could open up for you. So if you're ready to change how you feel about posting on LinkedIn, maybe this is for you. And instead of LinkedIn comments, I'm going to put the link right here in the description.